Alright guys, so it's bright and early, taking the Envoy back over to my buddy's shop. I had him do the upper control arms. The bushings are totally shot and the upper ball joints were shot. So I had him do the upper control arms, the bushings, and the ball joints, thinking that was all this thing needed. I asked him 6 times, are you sure it's all it needs? He goes, yep, that's it. I've double checked. And the rough idle was related to, gonna forgive my appearance, I just got out of bed. But the rough idle was related to the not the fuel tank, not the filler neck, but there's a rubber hose that goes into the fuel tank from the filler neck, and that wasn't on correctly, so he repositioned it. And if I keep having issues with that, we'll put a new hose on. Hold on, my lens is kind of fogged up. So anyway, that issue has seemed to get better. I mean, obviously it's still going to take a couple of cycles driving the car to get the gases correct in the fuel tank and the evap and all that crap, but it's better. So anyway, what happened was I had that work done. I brought it for an alignment, and the alignment place goes, we can't do the alignment, your lower ball joints and your lower control arms are bad. And I'm like, what? So they put it up on the lift, and sure enough, everything had some play. So I called up my guy, and I'm pissed, and I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have done this work had I known it needed fucking lowers too. I mean, that's a lot of money. So he's like, they're not right. I checked them, they're fine. Bring it back, I'm gonna check it out. So I'm bringing it to him right now. But anyway, we'll see what he has to say. Let's see if I can replicate the noise in the front. It's still popping real bad, which to me sounds like the lower ball joints. I'm just pissed off. Like, I spent the parts, I went with all Moog, thinking I just need the upper parts. I mean, look at the steering. It's just all over the fucking place, which, you know, does have something to do with the alignment situation. But look at this. For how much I'm turning that wheel, this car should be doing a lot more. And see, look at it. It's just fucking, the wheel should be centering out when I do that. Which again, is an alignment issue. But, well, I don't know, the way that, I hope this other shop didn't make it fucking worse when they were really prying at the ball joints and the control arms, but I've never had an issue with this shop, for the record. I've used them for dozens of repairs. He's like a friend of mine now, and I get a big discount on labor because I'm a dealer. So again, he treats me very well. I give him a lot of business. He's not the kind of guy to half-ass something. He's the one that called me up and said, you know, all these parts are gonna be a lot of money. That's just for the upper control arms and the ball joints and the bushings. He goes, you sure you want to do this? I don't know what your plan is for this car, if you're flipping it or what. He goes, you know, he goes, I don't know if you want to put this. Hear the car? Look at it. Fuck. Listen. Fucking tires are like skidding in the front. This thing is all over the road. It's dangerous to drive. Listen. What the fuck? Sounds like I'm in Grand Theft Auto. Oh my God, if these tires were getting bad enough in the front, I'm gonna destroy them now. Listen, what the fuck? So, good thing my buddy's shop is close by, because I don't want to destroy these front tires. I'm trying to keep my investment as low as possible. There's the crack house. I went to their yard sale one time. There were some nasty people living there. So anyway, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. I mean, I know he's not the kind of person to screw me, and maybe he just didn't really think the front of the lowers needed work, but I mean, something ain't right. So I'm hoping he goes through it, says it's fine, maybe there's a couple things that need to be adjusted, and then that's the shop actually I went to yesterday for the alignment, and they're trying to get my business now. They just opened up. So anyway, I'm hoping it's something minor and I can get this goddamn thing aligned today, and that'll be the end of it. When you look at the when you look at the front end now, the wheels are straight. Not like meaning the alignment's straight, but they're not, the camber's not off anymore. They're where they should be. which would suggest that the ball joints are now fine. But I don't know. I just don't like that popping noise I was getting in the front end. He seems to think it has to do with it being out of alignment. That seems like a stretch to me, but we'll see. Listen, here it goes again. I'm almost there now, so I'll let you guys know what happens. So I've got the Envoy over here. The front wheels on it, I'm just waiting on an Uber. They're gonna check it out again, but like I was telling you guys, the front wheels are the way they should be now. They're not fucking, the camber's not way off on them. So I don't know what the issue is. I think it's gonna be fine. I think I was just, and my buddy made a good point. You know, it doesn't matter how tight your front end is. If somebody's got a pry bar and they're putting it right in the ball joints, I don't care if they're in perfect shape, they're gonna move a little bit. So he's gonna go through it again, see what that popping noise is, and he's gonna have the guy. I've used this other guy over here for an alignment before. I should have went to him, to be honest, but last time I went there, it took him a while. So I'm gonna let him take it over there, have it aligned there, and that should take care of it, hopefully, and I can put this thing back up for sale. But all right, just waiting on this Uber here. What the hell's taking it so long? All right, great news. I just got a call from my buddy, the shop I use, and he said that the Envoy is perfectly fine. Those guys are trying to fuck me down the street. They were forcing everything with a pry bar. No shit, it's gonna make everything look loose. Just got aligned, it's all set. I'm gonna go pick it up right now. What a relief. I thought I was gonna have to go dump another 500 bucks in this truck. It just goes to show you, don't freak out. You know, I always like brace for the worst. And, you know, I took it for the alignment. That shop was totally trying to fuck me. And the popping I had in the front, they attributed to the thing being so out of alignment, but it's good now, so I'm gonna go pick it up and hopefully it's truly ready to go. All right, so I've had the Envoy back now all day long, and it's been great. The thing's definitely all set. The front end's nice and tight. The alignment took care of everything, so I didn't have to do the lower ball joints and control arms like that shop that was totally trying to fuck me. Jeez. Unbelievable that I almost fell for it too. I should have knew better to trust my buddy. He's been so good to me over there, and he's always trying to save me money, and you know, I should have listened to him. But like I said earlier, sometimes I'm bracing for the worst so much that I just expect it, and I was like, oh, of course this is gonna happen to me. It needs the lowers. But I'm glad I didn't have that other shop do it. I'm glad I brought it back to my guy because it's fine. The only thing I've noticed, I drove it around a lot today just because I was so happy that it was working well. Again, the steering's tighter than it's ever been. Excuse me. I've got this different type of like feeling in the steering now, and I don't know if it's because that second shop was fucking prying. They're what pieces of shit. This is the problem with South Florida. You get the most dishonest people. Picked this truck up yesterday. I said, okay, what's a nearby alignment place? And that shop that I pointed out earlier in the video, it just opened up recently. And I looked at their Google reviews, they were all pretty good. Called them up, the receptionist seemed nice, and I'm like, okay, I'll give these guys a try. So I brought the Envoy over there. When they were about to bring it in for the alignment, they heard a pop in the steering. The same pop I was hearing as this truck was so out of alignment. So of course these fucking crooks are sitting there going, woohoo, perfect, we can tell this guy there's an issue with the front end. And maybe they thought at first that there was. And they put it up on the lift, and I mean, they were really fucking prying at the control arms where the bushings are and the lower ball joints. Like really prying at it. I'm like, I go, easy on that, will ya? I go, you know, what are you doing? And they're like, well, you can see there's some play. I go, well, obviously if you're pushing that fucking hard on some steering components, there's gonna be movement. And the guy's like, no, they shouldn't move at all. And I'm like, that's not true. But anyway, at the time I'm sitting there going, well, in my head I'm thinking, it is making popping noises. What else could it be? But then I'm looking at the truck up on their lift, and the wheels, when they lift the truck up, they're perfectly straight. Whereas if you have front end issues, the wheels are gonna be like this or like this. Anyway, at that time I kind of believed the guys, and that's when I called my buddy up, kind of pissed off, like, what the hell? Like, you told me their lower control arms and ball joints are fine, and these guys are saying they're not. He was like, dude, bring it back over here. I know they're fine. You know, I wouldn't have told you to do this work if they weren't. And so I brought it there this morning, like you guys saw. Everything checked out, and everything's been great in the truck all day. The only thing I've noticed is that now I have this weird feeling from the driver's front wheel. And I had the very similar feeling with that Suburban I had. I think I did a video of the blue Suburban. Of some type of play in the front. Everything's tight, but it almost feels like something's loose. Very hard to describe. You feel it in the steering when you go over any type of roughness in the road. So I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure if when that fucking shithole shop was messing around with when really prying on things, that they actually wore out the ball joint a little bit more. I don't know. I do have the truck right back up for sale. I'm asking $4,000 for it, best offer. I'm into the thing now. I bought it for $2,700. It cost me like $150 to plate it because I transferred this tag over and title it, and I had a lot of existing credit left over on that plate. And then the repairs, all the parts from Moog cost around $500 something. I know it sounds like a lot, but go look it up. They're very expensive. And for me, it's not worth saving the $100 whatever dollars going with some Chinese parts that never get aligned properly. So I put in Moog stuff. My guy's labor was like $140, so it wasn't bad at all. So I spent like $600 something in this front end work, and it kind of annoys me a bit that I've got this new play now. If it's something that continues, don't have the truck sold yet, I'll probably take it back over to him, have him check it out. So anyway, I'm going to take you guys out in it right now, just show you the improvement. And I want to see, I haven't driven this since like this afternoon. I want to see if it still has that weird feeling in the front end. Very hard to describe. It's just the moisture in the brakes. It's been sitting in the grass all day. But yeah, I have a guy that I put it up on, I have all the selling apps I put it on. I put the cars obviously on Craigslist. Oh, I gotta keep the light on so you guys can see. Let me put this one on too. It's gonna be pretty fucking dark anyway, but whatever. Anyway, I put it up on all those apps today, and I have a guy in contact with me about an OfferUp who only speaks Spanish. So that's been kind of, I know Spanish fairly well, but it's still not easy for me. So I've been translating, and he wants to come see in the morning, he says, in the mañana. So we'll see how that goes. He might just be a tire kicker, who knows. I like the truck, I want to keep it, but I'm way too invested into it now. Envoys are not worth that much money, and now into this thing for like $3,600, and I don't really want to be at that high of a number when that's like really the most this thing is worth is $4 grand, and that's because it's so nice, the condition, so well maintained. Let me see if the steering's still doing that. Oh, and this is a new problem I've had with the Envoy. This is very easy fix. I kind of forgot about it actually until now. There's an issue with the fuse for the low beams, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the high beams on. See, those work, low beams don't. We'll throw the fogs on in case, see? Anyway, that's something I should probably change out tomorrow if this thing doesn't sell, for my own safety and a buyer's safety. But steering, you can see, is very tight. No crazy issues. Look at now, when you turn the wheel, the truck turns. It doesn't just go nowhere, and it's not pulling any direction. So that alignment did take care of everything. My guy was right, but now I got somebody coming. I don't want to blind them. I know I seem like an asshole in a lot of my videos, but I actually, you know, I'm pretty nice. I don't like to blind people with the brights. So we'll go down this way. I don't feel that feeling in the front right now. So let me see if I hit this pothole here. No, it feels tight again. So I don't know, weird, very weird. I'm gonna drive it a little bit longer just to see if I can get that feeling to come back, although I probably don't want it to, because if this guy's gonna come in the morning. But, I mean, the proof is in the paperwork. I just had all that front end work done. Yeah, I don't feel it. I just went over a big bump. Good, that's very good. I don't know, again, it's hard to explain what the hell that was, but it almost felt like the steering column, kind of like in my buggy, how the steering column's loose. It almost felt like the steering column was loose, which it's not. I mean, I can tell. I can pull on it all I want, and there's no issue with the bearings or anything like that. Yeah, I don't feel it anymore. Beautiful, that's good. At least it's something that's coming and going. Yeah, this thing is tight as a drum now. It's weird, I had that feeling earlier and now it's gone. Weird, weird, weird. I don't effing know. But I just don't trust this thing anymore after what it's put me through. The fucking fuel tank, the hose from the filler neck, making it run rough, the front end. I mean, what's next? I don't want it to be around for that. And I think it's going to need brake pads soon. So I like to get it out of here. If it doesn't sell, I'm just gonna keep driving it. I kind of did that with, I wish I made a video of it at some point. I'm past my buddy's house now. I wish I'd done a video of it. The Audi I used to have, that was a similar car where I bought it and ended up needing a whole bunch of work. And I was into it for like that break-even number where I could sell at the high end, you know, but it would take some time. It took me like 3-4 months, like 3 months to sell it. And, but eventually it did sell. I had an Audi guy came along, loved the thing, loved the maintenance, and he bought it for my asking price, and I got my return back, and I dailied it up to the day I sold it. So it's probably what I'll do with this thing if it doesn't sell over the weekend, just daily it. I've got a for sale sign in the back. See if I can get some mobile leads on it. Here's the rape van and the truck. All my junk cars give me no issues. I call those the junk cars. And I buy ones like this and they're a nightmare. So that was the same thing with the Suburban I had. I dumped $1,000 in that thing quick, like right after I bought it. Things just started, kind of like this car. This car was a one owner, had been sitting a bit because they bought a new car. It was the exact same thing with that Suburban. One owner, was well maintained right up to the day they bought a new car, and it sat. There goes the headlights again. And because of that, all the bushings and the belts, everything went bad. I should know better. Obviously, I checked those things, but I didn't think it was bad as it was. And the whole front end went on the Suburban, the front end went on this. That's why I like these high mileage cars, because everything's been replaced already. And if it was done right with good ownership, like these vehicles were, it's all good stuff. Moog, KYB shocks, whatever. So anyway, the video is getting too long now, but I'm happy to see it. That rattling has gone away in the front. I have no idea what that was about. I'm sure it's going to come and go. My Suburban did the same thing. It was the weirdest thing. But as long as it stays tight for tomorrow's hopeful test drive, I'll be happy. So we'll see what happens. It's a win-win either way. Either have a good Envoy to daily, or I sell it, get my money back, and move on to something else. So stay tuned, see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys.